Do you think you need to run on a treadmill for hours and hours and hours to lose fat? Then think again.
Walking is the secret weapon for fat loss. If you want to know why, stay tuned.
Hey everyone, so this video we're going to talk about why walking is actually one of the best forms of cardio for fat loss and actually sustaining those pounds lost.
Yes, so we had the opportunity to go on a cruise a little bit late last year, right, in December, and that was a 7 or 8 day cruise, and we found ourselves having to do what, 15,000 to 20,000 steps a day of walking. And it was so interesting because we ate a good bit of food.
We ate like really good food, indulged, we ate dessert and everything.
And I still ended up losing weight with minimal exercise on that cruise. And it's something that I could definitely attribute to walking consistently throughout the entire time. So that's something that we have definitely noticed on this prep for us. It's been helping to keep us in the route that we're going.
Exactly. So our coach has us on an incline walk at the moment, but to be honest, low impact walking is what does the trick. Because the thing about walking is you don't feel it. Like when you do a HIIT session or you're doing sprinting, it can really take a toll on your joints, your lower body joints, and on your hunger level as well. It makes you very hungry after you kind of really exert yourself. But with steady state cardio like walking, you don't really feel that hunger afterwards, but you get that sustained calorie burn that helps you to lose weight in the long run.
Yes, so that's something that we want to share with you on some methods that we use to get more steps in throughout our day, and things that we want to share with you so that you can also try to implement this in your fitness journey.
Exactly.
So we wanted to share some facts, some scientific research about walking. And the great thing about low steady state walking is it keeps you in that fat burning zone. So you're pretty much at 60 to 70% of your max heart rate while you are walking for an extended period of time. And that's the optimal zone that you want to be to have that extended fat burn during your day. So that's why it's great to implement walking after you eat, anytime throughout your day that you can get an opportunity to do so.
Exactly. And the other thing is that there are studies that have shown that getting 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day can burn as much calories as even running, with a reduced risk of injury. Because running, like we just mentioned, it's high impact. Your joints are at risk of injury. Not to say that it's not good. It's definitely you can incorporate it into your fitness plan, but walking is something that is a little bit more sustainable. You're able to do it with relatively low effort, but you see those results over time.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the final other research points that we want to share is the fact that when we walk, we're able to release some of that cortisol that's tied to the stress in our life. So I know for me, walking at the end of the day and listening to my favorite music, I'm just able to kind of just relax a bit, enjoy the music, and just coast for that little period of time. So that's something that you can use walking to help you with managing stress.
So now that we've talked about the scientific facts behind walking and giving a little bit background of how we've implemented walking, we want to give you some tips on how to implement walking into your daily lives so you can kind of reap those benefits.
Yes. So the first one is, if we live in an apartment complex, so we have the ability to just go out and walk around, right? So after we eat typically our lunch on the weekends or our dinners, then we have the ability to just go walk around after eating. That's something that you eat your meal, it's going to help in digesting the food that you've just eaten and allow you to now go to sleep not super full. And 30 minutes walking after your meal is so beneficial to helping you digest that food. So that's something that you can implement.
Even 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even have to be 30 minutes. If you can get 10 minutes after eating, that's gonna substantially help with digestion, and also you get some calories being burned at that time as well. So that's walking and when to walk. If you're looking for kind of increased calorie burn, I would suggest walking on a treadmill. And the really nice thing about a treadmill is that you can control so many variables with the treadmill. You can control the incline, you can control the speed, and different combinations of that will increase and decrease the intensity of your walking session. So for us right now, we pretty much do most of, like, not most, all of our cardio is on the treadmill. So I know for myself right now, I'm varying the intensity by increasing my speed. So I would suggest like a speed of maybe 2.5 to up to 4 miles per hour, and start slow, right? Start at the lower end.
Yeah, that will be a range.
Yeah, so you may want to start at the lower end, start with an incline of 0, and then as your body adapts over the next couple of days, couple of weeks, you can gradually increase.
Yeah, so when you do that, you're also making sure that you don't kind of plateau, because at a certain point, if you're doing the same incline and same speed for a couple of days, you'll realize that you can sustain that
Intensity.
Exactly, you can sustain that intensity at a lower heart rate. So now to get your heart rate back up to that 60 to 70% of your max rate, you need to adjust the speed and the incline. So that's something that you need to be paying attention to. That's why I love having a fitness watch, because you're able to track that.
Exactly. You could at least track your heart rate, and that's something I look at a lot. I look at my heart rate as an intensity gauge when I'm working out and when I'm on the treadmill. Because I know if I'm at a certain heart rate, that means that, okay, my body may have adapted to the settings that I have on the treadmill, and I have to make an adjustment for the next day. Or the other adjustment that you could make is also just walking for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
That will get you that additional calorie burn, and your heart rate will probably remain the same, but you will burn more calorie because your session is longer.
Yeah. And another point is for those that are, so I go to sites and I'm able to get a lot of my steps in on site because I'm walking from plant to plant and doing that stuff. But there's some people who walk from home, and I think a great tool to have is one of those indoors, those walking pads. And I do have one. We do have one here, even though we go to work, but we have one here just for those days where it's like, okay, you just want to do something indoors. And it's great if you're working from home and you can have one of those desks that kind of
The raising.
Exactly, the raising desktops. That would be perfect. Just have your walking pad under, and when you have meetings or something that requires less typing, then you can just go on that and get a couple of steps in there. Like, don't underestimate the power of walking during those downtimes, because that's gonna pretty much add to your total steps throughout the day, and it's gonna make a huge difference when you add them all up.
And you can even habit stack. If you do have a walking pad or some piece of cardio machine at home, you can habit stack, which is something that we talked about in one of our previous videos. I think the resolutions, the New Year's resolutions are canceled video. We talked about habit stacking. So it can be, and I've done this so many times, like watching a show that I like on Netflix while I'm on the treadmill. So doing something that I really, really enjoy doing, which is maybe watching TV, paired it with something that I know I need to do, which is the cardio. And it's a great way to make sure both of those things get done and you feel fulfilled at the end of the session.
Yeah.
We also like to highlight a couple of mistakes, and not I wouldn't say mistakes, but things that you should kind of avoid when using walking as a form of cardio.
Yeah.
And this one specifically, if you're using a treadmill, I would suggest not to hold onto the treadmill.
Yes.
You want to make sure that you are hands-free, no touching the treadmill, and walking at a incline and speed that you know you can keep up with.
Because if you have to hold on, that means you're going too fast. So just lower the speed.
Too fast, or the incline is too steep.
Yes.
One of the two, and you're not getting the max. You're not getting the max benefit of that setting on the treadmill. So it's better to just slowly increase to that speed, because it probably means that you're not fully adapted to that speed.
Yeah. And not to say that you're not going to get there, it's just that it's going to take time for you to get there. So
Exactly.
that's something to keep in mind. And another thing that I see as you're losing the full benefits if you're not consistently pumping your arms, because the arm movement is also adding to the calories burned. So when you walk on the treadmill, you should also be pumping your arms to make sure that you have that total body experience, not just your legs doing the work, but your arms as well. And it's also gonna give you the momentum so that if you do increase the speed, it's something that you can maintain, because now your body is able to like use everything to get you to consistently stay at that speed. So that's something that implementing for me, for sure, implementing the arm pumping, I always get additional heart rate going when I do that.
And I'll say here's a bonus suggestion or tip that you can use is, I know for me, I have a playlist of songs that are I can stay on beat at 3 to 4 mile per hour speed.
Yeah.
So that way when I'm flipping through the playlist, I literally am on beat with the song.
Yeah.
So I'm pumping my arms and my feet are going to the speed, the pace of the song. And to me, it's very enjoyable. It's like a dance session, and the time passes by so quickly. It's a great way to get those calories burning and listen to some of your favorite music.
Yeah, and if you do have podcasts, another tip would be to have a metronome at the back and have it like kind of low so that you can hear the podcast but also hear the metronome so that you keep the beat. Because I know sometimes it's kind of hard if you don't have like a song playing that has a steady pace. The metronome helps you to keep that, and then you can listen to the podcast as well.
Exactly. But I think that's pretty much it. I think this is a short and sweet video. Hopefully you can take some of the pointers that we outlined in this video and apply it to your fitness journey and kind of start reaping those benefits of cardio as a fat loss as a way to
sustain your, I guess, progress or
your fat loss, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's just to get you active.
Thank you for sticking around to the end. Don't forget, if you like this video, thumbs up, and also drop a comment in the section below if you want any kind of things that you want us to elaborate on in our upcoming videos. Definitely leave that in the comment section. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. What are you waiting for?
And also hit that notification bell and make sure that you have it set to the updates from all our content.
But this is it for us for today. Signing off, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.